Live from Asmara, this is ERi-TV English News broadcast for April 14. Time is 10:30 p.m. right now. Good evening to you, and let's begin with the top stories. Eritrean delegation on official visit to Egypt. Sports and Educational Week in Assab subzone. NATO allies refuse to join Trump's Iranian port blockade. And Botswana and Oman sign energy and mining deals to deepen economic ties. Good to have you with us. Proceeding with all four reports. On invitation, a senior Eritrean delegation comprising Mr. Hagos Gebrehiyot, Head of Economic Affairs of the PFDJ, and Mr. Nasreddin Saleh, Minister of Trade and Industry, is conducting an official visit to Egypt. The delegation met in the evening yesterday with Mr. Badel Abdellati, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and Dr. Mohammed Farid Saleh, Minister of Investment and Foreign Trade, and conducted extensive discussions focusing on enhancement of bilateral economic ties. The Eritrean delegation today held a series of fruitful meetings with various Egyptian ministers and other institutions today. In the meeting with the Minister of Industry, Mr. Khalid Hashim, the discussion centered on industrial best practices and the nurturing of robust sectoral ties between the two countries. The delegation also met with the heads of and National Bank of Egypt, respectively, on cooperation in banking facilities with the authorities of the Egyptian Commercial Service (ECS) on enhancement of bilateral trade in commodities produced in both countries, and with senior officials of the Future of Egypt Government Authority that focused on industrial and other developmental tasks at home and abroad. Eritrea's delegation is scheduled to meet tomorrow with the Minister of Transport, the Minister of Electricity, the Minister of Agriculture, as well as the Egyptian Drug Authority. The sports and educational competition that had been underway in connection with School Week in Assab subzone concluded at ceremony conducted on 11th of April. The Schools Week, which lasted for a month, was attended by students from preschool to high school from 14 schools. The competitions, in which about 4,000 students took part, included debating, general knowledge competitions, as well as various sports competitions. Mr. Kahsai Mogos, head of the educational office in the subzone, said that the program, beyond nurturing unity and harmony among the students, has made a significant contribution in enabling them to identify and develop their talents, as well as in increasing self-confidence and preserving the noble culture of their society. At the event, awards were handed out to winners of various competitions. The residents of Hadish Adi administrative area in elaborate subzone are conducting extensive water and soil conservation activities with a view to stabilizing their land and boosting agricultural production. The objective of the popular campaign, led by agricultural experts, to construct terraces with a view to enriching underground water resources. Noting that they have achieved encouraging results through the water and soil conservation, afforestation, and construction of water reservoirs they previously conducted, the residents said that they have been able to ensure potable water supply for both humans and livestock, as well as engage in vegetable farming and supply produce to the markets. Mr. Asmallash Jonas from the Development Committee of the administrative area said that the program was a continuation of the developmental activities that the residents have been conducting every year to prepare their land for cultivation during the rainy season, indicating that qualitatively improving the livelihoods of citizens through boosting agricultural production and developing land resource is one of the main missions of the Ministry of Agriculture. Mr. Girmay Takhlahaymanot, water and soil conservation expert in Elaborate Agricultural Office, said that the water and soil conservation program is a priority task of the office. Those were local news updates. Stay tuned for international ones. NATO allies said yesterday that they would not get involved in the U.S. President Donald Trump's plan to blockade Iran's ports, proposing to intervene once fighting ends in a move likely to anger Trump and increase strains in the alliance. Trump said the U.S. military would eliminate any Iranian ship that came near the blockade that began yesterday after weekend talks failed to reach an agreement to end the 6-week conflict with Iran. Trump initially said the U.S. would work with other countries to block ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz, but the U.S. military later specified that the blockade would only apply to ships going or from Iran ports. Since the war started on February 28, Iran has largely blocked the waterway for all ships but its own. It has been seeking to make its control of its strait permanent and possibly collect levies from ships that use it. Trump said on Sunday that the blockade will begin shortly and other countries will be involved with the blockade. But NATO allies, including Britain and France, said they will not be drawn into the conflict by taking part in the blockade. Several European countries have said they are willing to help in the strait, but only once there is a durable end to hostilities and an agreement with Iran that their ships will not be attacked. France will organize a conference with Britain and other countries to create a multinational mission to restore navigation in the strait. This is according to French President Emmanuel Macron. Botswana has signed a series of energy, mining, and infrastructure agreements with Oman as it steps up efforts to diversify its economy beyond diamonds amid a prolonged downturn in global demand for the precious stones. The Southern African nation, long reliant on diamond revenues for roughly a third of the GDP, is increasingly looking to Gulf partners to broaden its economic base. Falling diamond prices and intensifying competitions from lab-grown alternatives have placed sustained pressure on public finance and growth prospects. President Duma Boko and Sultan Haitham bin Tariq formalized the agreement during high-level talks, signing a deepening of bilateral cooperation between the two countries. Central to the agreement is a plan to develop a 500-megawatt solar photovoltaic power plant coupled with battery storage. The project is expected to strengthen Botswana's energy security while advancing its transition toward cleaner energy resource. In addition to energy, the two countries signed a joint exploration agreement covering key minerals including copper, gold, graphite, and iron ore. The deal reflects Botswana's intent to leverage its untapped mineral potentials beyond diamonds. We're about to end our news broadcast, but before we say goodnight, here's a final glance at the top stories. Eritrean delegation on official visit to Egypt. Sports and Educational Week in Assab subzone. NATO allies refuse to join Trump's Iranian port blockade. Botswana and Oman sign energy and mining deals to deepen economic ties. That's all with the news for the session. On behalf of the entire news crew, thank you for watching. Salim Brahana signing off. Have a great night.